So how can we help tennis players get over their fear of failure? In the video a few days ago, we talked about why players have the fear of failure, and we looked at possibly the coach, possibly the parents, less likely the player. So how, as a coach, can I ensure that players don't have that fear of failure? Well, I look at it in two different ways. Number one is giving them the reality of tennis, I call it. Tennis is not a perfect game. Tennis is pretty much an imperfect game. Lots of errors, lots of mistakes. Somebody has to miss at some point. The downside to a lot of coaching or a lot of beliefs is tennis is full of long rallies, perfect technique, and you have to be consistent. A consistency is not missing. That's not the reality. If you watch Wimbledon this week, we're just towards the second end of week 2 now at Wimbledon, players miss all the time. And my wife came to Wimbledon a few years ago, and she turned around and said to me, "These aren't very good." And I said, "Why?" She said, "Well, they're always missing." Again, the expectation or the perception of tennis is just perfect game. And I think a lot of players come with that mindset, and parents as well. So we've got to understand, or let them understand, the player, that you're going to miss. You have to miss. And the missing part is also a huge part of learning, because you need to make the mistake then to try and work out how you have to adapt and adjust your play to achieve success next time. Secondly, we talked about in the previous video, when a player makes a mistake, the coach is very quick to jump in. The coach generally sees their job as quick fixes, where the lifeguards, when a player makes a mistake, we jump in and rescue them and we give them solutions. A real easy way to get over the fear of failure is to give the accountability and the responsibility to the player. So when a player makes a mistake, let them self-review. Let them try and work out where it went wrong. Generally speaking, it's not technique. It's either emotional state, or they didn't quite see an option, or they've picked the wrong option, or they've just picked the wrong execution. They've attacked the ball when they should have defended the ball, for example. So there are two ways in which I would deal with a fear of failure with players. First of all, give the player the reality of tennis. Tennis is full of mistakes. You're going to miss. And secondly, when you do make mistakes, let the player self-reflect. Let the player try and work out their own problems and solutions. And then it becomes less judgmental. We used that word in a previous video. Players don't like being judged. And that's part of the problem with tennis coaching. We constantly feel like we have to give the answers. We have to give them solutions. But if the player feels empowered and they have autonomy to make their own choices, that takes away a bit of that peer pressure, either from the coach or their parents. So there are two ways in which I would deal with players who have the fear of failure. As always, if you're enjoying these videos, hit the like button, subscribe. Please comment down below how you help your players get rid of the fear of failure. And until next time, I'll see you soon.